Hey, what's up, Control Chaos? Azazel here, and this time we're talking about some of the Game Award nominees. This video in particular, we're going to be talking about Spider-Man, one of the best games I played this year. And that's not just as a Spider-Man fan, that's the way they've executed this game. They've executed this game to be the perfect comic book arc. They told essentially what would be whatever a modern comics arc is. It varies by imprint to imprint, most 10 to 20 issues. And they've told it over a, depending on how much you dove into the side missions, about 18 to 40 and 8+ hour game. And that is something I absolutely have to respect here. We have from the beginning where you're helping Martin Lee with the feast, and we have all these side missions, take down this villain, take down this villain. Oh, it's just Shocker in a fucking, bank. Oh well, that'll take 10 minutes to wrap up. Oh shit, everything's going wrong. We got, fucking Fisk's bullshit, having that mask, and then all this ties into the demons and Martin Lee being Mr. Negative, and then taking down the new Sinister Six with Dr. Octavius stabbing you in the back essentially, and then becoming Dr. Octopus, and we have him leading the Sinister Six, and all their fucking goals were to pay off the debts that they now owe Octavius. And it's masterfully done how they've fucking research their audience. They're like, we're not going to bother retelling you, how Peter Parker became Spider-Man. We're not going to retell you all these early, stories of how he and Mary Jane were dating or engaged or married or all that shit. We're going to fucking have, post breakup, everything's, on, it's a complicated status here. If we're going to talk modern terms, their Facebook relationship status, it's complicated. She might be banging another dude. I don't know. But it's so fucking perfectly executed that this game actually kept me glued to it. I would not touch anything else while I was playing this. I dropped Siege. I dropped all these other games that I was playing, religiously, just to fucking sit down and play this because I was engrossed in it. And that's something that's very rare for me to be this engrossed in a game right now. I was losing sleep because I was sitting out playing this fucking game. And I had to get everything. I had to do everything in this game because it drove me insane. Like, oh, I missed this crime. I gotta go back. I gotta do this. I missed this fucking challenge over here. I gotta go back. I gotta go do that. And I fucking love when a game can actually drag me in that much. We have possibly the best setup sequel of recent history. Not because it's just like, oh, here it is. No, they dove into lore and made it their own in this. Miles being the second Spider-Man, possibly opening up, a Spider-Verse game. We have fucking so much potential for new villains with the tease of like Green Goblin shit, with fucking Norman Osborn having the mask made, a protector's mask near the end of the game. We have the DLC that is so well crafted that we have, Black Cat having the storyline. We have, Tombstone having more of a storyline. It's so fucking beautiful of a game that we have to fucking visit this franchise, and I don't think Insomniac is diving away from this anytime soon. It was one of the fastest selling games of this year. It's made sense now why Sony had been teasing this at every event. This is coming. We got to do this. They put their full faith in Insomniac, something that Microsoft didn't do with Sunset Overdrive. They're like, oh, it's a launch title. Okay. But Sony gave them the ability here to fucking create one of my favorite games. I would say this game actually ranks in my top 25 games of all time now. So I look forward to revisiting, Miles, and I look forward to revisiting Peter here, because if they can pull a sequel off as well or better as they did here, I look for it to be one of the best selling games of all time again. Insomniac has an impressive ability to create some of the best characters, the best worlds, whether they're adapting it or whether they're creating it and making it their own. From back in the early days with Spyro, to fucking Ratchet and Clank, to fucking Sunset Overdrive, even an underrated gem, but goddamn, that marketing was fucking abysmal, to Spider-Man now. Adapting Marvel's fucking basically poster child here, And so well crafting. This game deserves what it got, and that was my vote for Game of the Year. It deserves to get Game of the Year at this point. I'm sorry, Red Dead 2. I can't love you as much as I love Spider-Man. I'm sorry, God of War, you were a fantastic return for a franchise, but I can't love you as much as I love this game. Because no matter how great of a story any of these other games told, this executed what none of those others did, and that's fucking creating a atmosphere that fits on every level. We have from the mechanics of the web swinging being damn perfect, to the abilities, to the way the characters interact as if they have that previous history. Something that is very difficult to do if you're adapting from essentially a midpoint in a storyline. Because we're assuming that Peter, at this point, well, technically he has been Spider-Man for more than a year now. Because we have Uncle Ben dead. We have all this history of, like, I locked up all these fucking bad guys in the raft. We have all of that. Plus, we also have the interactions of, like, I'm going to get you, Spider-Man, you're not going to get me again, from every member of the Sinister Six. We have the fucking feast here being set up, Peter volunteering there, Aunt May being there, rip. All of this so masterfully crafted from that midpoint of a story, which a lesser developer would have shit all over. And then we have the perfect setup for a sequel with little tidbits put here and there. Not just, here it is. Not, oh, look, he'll come back in the next game. No, it's fucking woven in perfectly. And we know, goddamn good and well, Rockstar's not going to do another thing for fucking 5+ years, like how long they milked GTA with on the Red Dead side. And then on the God of War side, yes, it was a fantastic game. It was probably my favorite game of Q1, Q2. But even Kratos, in my book, can't beat this. So, what I want from you, audience, is what you thought of this, who you think the next bad guys are going to be. And honestly, if you're like me, you're waiting on that third DLC right now. So let me know what you think we're going to get from it. What you honestly think, if we're going to get like a season pass number 2, we're going to keep milking it that way, or are we just going to go straight into like, oh, and by the way, we're developing Spider-Man 2. So thanks for tuning in, and until next time, peace.